I feel so bad we're missing out. Like, we just missed like 3 big fights.
Alright, oh god, I think the 3-minute thing is catching up. I think the 3-minute thing is catching up.
I think, yeah, the 3-minute thing may have been what caught up. There's like 4 versions of the stream trying to be pushed right now. Hopefully, it will all sort itself out. The next 3 minutes. Sona being dived bottom, really taking almost no damage. Caitlyn not even being targeted by her tower. And the ult just finishes her off cleanly. Meantime, Udyr doing some work on Gragas, trying to chase him down. He does miss his Q, actually. Pretty much a stalemate, however. Expecting Udyr to be ganked soon because he is extremely overextended. Meantime, no one on the map is really available to do so. Nocturne might head up there eventually. Caitlyn is actually going to go top and help defend the top tower against Udyr.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna get back into this then. Yeah. 21 minutes into the game, 9-7. It is World Elite now leading 2 kills, but at the same time, yeah, we've had a lot of deaths going on and around the place. CS score, I really gotta give it. I think I gotta give it to the World Elite. It is actually pretty even, but look at that Udyr at 197 at 21 minutes into this game. That's pretty impressive stuff from an Udyr.
First, Gragas has been ganking a lot. Udyr has basically been staying in the top lane and free farming as much as possible. I expect him to have his first item done very, very soon. Although, actually, he has a Wit's End build. This may be the strangest Udyr build I have seen in a while. I'm used to seeing
It's like a tank wick build.
Yeah, he's building Wriggle's Wit's End, and
yeah.
I don't know. I'm so used to seeing Triforce Udyrs that was really strange. But Wit's End is an interesting choice. Of course, he will get super tanky while just chasing down heroes with the MR stacking from that. I really miss the old Wit's End because that was Teemo's favoritist item.
Yeah, but it is a common, Warwick maneuver to go tank wick with Wit's End, so I can understand their mentality going forward with that. We do got 2 here in the mid. Shark Prince is going to be hanging out almost with his Rabadons, not quite yet, but we do also have Nocturne here going for a similar kind of build with a Mercury's Treads, Wriggle's Heart of Gold. So we are going to be seeing some very similar maneuvers from both Udyr as well as the Nocturne. Now, in terms of Rabadons, we do have one here on Gragas. He's up top, and Tarek and Caitlyn, too good for this Urgot, as he does go down yet again to the combination. Now, Shark Prince was down there as well. Actually, yeah, Tarek already left. He didn't care about him whatsoever. Tarek is building, with a Philosopher's Stone, has a Dorn's Ring as well with a Ruby Crystal coming, so maybe that Heart of Gold going to be coming up, and it looks like a little bit of a side split push coming out from both Shark Prince and Fury Style.
Oracle on both sides cleaning up a lot of wards, but there are so many wards on the map. Fiddle knows exactly what's going on in this jungle and is actually going to Crowstorm this Gragas, but doesn't actually get anything with it, unfortunately, because Gragas has backed up. I'm not actually sure if his flash was up or down, but that was a total waste of Crowstorm, unfortunately. Tarek is going through the jungle right now, cleaning up the tons and tons of wards that compLexity has had throughout top jungle. In the meantime, Sona does flash out before Gragas can get his ult off. But Caitlyn continues to pick her off almost completely, but doesn't quite catch up as she speeds herself away.
Now we do have, that tower was side split pushed by both Caitlyn and Shark Prince to pretty much spectacular results because they were able to get that down. Sona had to blow an ult as well as Kennen in order to just remove them, and then we had the teleport Gragas come on down there. So we did have the counter kill up top on both Udyr and this Fiddlesticks. They're able to take out Tarek, and we do got the gold card now selected here for the Shark Prince, who has now finished up that Rabadons. Still keeping around with the Sheen, going to be trying to make that into a Lich Bane soon enough.
TF actually porting mid to try and take down this Urgot, but he does flash out just in time to avoid the gold card. Lots of action up top. I can't believe they've been pushing Silverix up top the whole time by being left mostly alone. Of course, it isn't Udyr. They just dived, dove Tarek under the top tower where the Fiddle just melted him. Very, very tanky team for compLexity right now. But we is slightly in the lead because of their extreme mobility all game.
Yeah, the mobility factor has really done them good stuff, but I mean, despite that, we still only have an 8-10 score 25 minutes into this game, so it's not exactly as if we've gone, hog wild with the kills or the ganks. It's just very solid play coming up from both teams. So compLexity is, of course, running more of a tanky metagame at this point, rather than, Team China's tactics, but still, tactics from China still bringing them up ahead of compLexity at this point. Caitlyn and Nocturne going to be hitting up that Dragon. Not too sure that compLexity actually knows about this, but it does look like we have
compLexity
that.
Did CV them right at the end, but couldn't do anything about it.
2 CVs actually going down, so they saw each other and they were able to get the Dragon. So that will be another Dragon coming up at 3140.
Fiddle putting himself very much out of position. If he was actually caught, he would have been in so much trouble and have been picked off. The next Dragon will be at 31-38 according to Tarek on World Elite. And you know what? I am going to trust him on that. I'm really interested in the metagame right here. Like, we have very obviously different strategies going on. compLexity is playing for the late game, for the group, or for the team fights later on, when they can just AoE everyone down, while we seem to be going for a slightly more early mid-game win, hoping to get tons and tons of ganks with their extreme mobility, pick off everyone who's aloft alone. I expect compLexity to stick together like glue for the rest of the game once they start having more team fights.
Well, as we said, the big mobility coming out from Wii. They've only pushed 2 towers. They've got themselves 2 dragons. And they're only up ahead by 2 kills. 2's the magic number here, but I don't know. If they were going for more of a early/mid-game dominance, I would have expected them to be a lot more aggressive. In the lanes, try to get a lot more of those damage spells landing so that then they can use the mobility for those surprise ganks when people don't have the hit points to survive them. Unfortunately, it just seemed more passive except for the bottom lane. The bottom lane was the only one that really successfully did, if that is going to be their aim. Oh, look at this Caitlyn.
we could definitely see a battle in mid coming up. I'm hoping so, but it will really depend on Gragas being able to fish one out of there. Of course, he does kind of have to save his ult in case of the Fiddle Cannon combo. So it's really dependent on him, because their initiation is purely Nocturne right now, and they can't really initiate with the tower. Well, the tower has 49 HP, so it's not really an existing tower.
Yeah, I wouldn't really factor too huge into your calculations. That's just gonna be one auto attack from Caitlyn, and the game will be over for her. In terms of Caitlyn, though, I mean, she did finish up that Wriggles and an Infinity Edge, working on that Phantom Dancer. So impressive farm coming out of her in 27 minutes in, which is to be expected. She still could not catch up to this Udyr, though, who's brought in 258 creep kills at this point.
Alright, in the meantime, Gragas has had quite a bit less farm than I expected of him for being Gragas, but of course he has been ganking and moving around the map quite a bit. He is building into a Void Staff after this, and should be running around with 400 AP, just smashing everyone with his AoEs. Of course, compLexity has done a pretty good job of dodging them so far. They've played extremely safe. They probably expected a lot of ganks. Although, like, with the mobility of Team Wii, I'm really surprised that Udyr played around top for so long, all the way at their tier 2 tower, pretty much free.
Just taking a quick look around at all the wards here on the map. I mean, we do got some defensive wards at both the Baron as well as the inner jungles here for Team Wii, and a little bit of an offensive ward down in the south for compLexity, but they have no wards in their own jungle except for the entrance by the Baron. So Baron is going to become an item of big interest as soon as we can get a team fight going, because whoever's going to be winning that is very likely going to be trying to land that kill, get that game-altering momentum going.
Of course, Caitlyn was able to extend at bottom untouched and farm all the way past to the dead tier 1 tower she just ported out. But of course, most of compLexity is hovering around Baron right now. They know that they cannot afford to really move around too much, because Baron is going to be a huge point of battle at around this level in the game. Fiddle is going to camp this bush, but does get hit in the face with a CV and does have to back out.
I don't know. All that clumping with Yun down south as well.
Oh no, Gragas is in so much trouble, but he does teleport out.
He probably could have even finished the tower before he was in trouble, but I'm actually surprised he didn't want to finish that, because that would have been a free tower for them, because they knew exactly where all complexity was. Like, Cannon's going to go in with the lightning storm. There goes the Nocturnal.
Gragas ult is down, unfortunately, so they are able to get 2 full ults down. Only Tarek dies, however. Nocturne survives with just enough HP. I'm surprised that, of course, part of the reason is Urgot was not there trying to finish off these kills with a lot of damage. He does ult now, gets the Caitlyn. Caitlyn survives! Oh, and gets picked off.
Heat-seeking missiles coming out of Yun. I've always thought it was kind of weird that they come out of Yun, but at the same time, a little bit of an overextension there from Udyr. He does go down. I guess the team didn't really communicate with him that, hey, we're not actually going to go in. We're going to get this tower instead. So overall, I think that was a very big success for compLexity, as they were able to take out two heroes as well as the tower in exchange for the Udyr.
I am surprised that they aren't actually going to go for Baron with Caitlyn down right now, but I guess it is fairly risky. They do have really nice warding throughout this area, though. They've kept track of everything this whole time. Really, both teams have great map control, even with 2 oracles on the map.
Yeah, Sona's is out and about looking for those pesky little wards right now. Tarek has his up again, so we know exactly where his money went, and he's going to recoup a little bit there with that ward. Now, we do have Dragon coming up in about 10 seconds or so, because we do got that offensive CV coming up from Tarek. They are going to be looking to capitalize upon this. We did have a ping go down a little bit ago, but all compLexity ran the opposite way, so I'm not too sure the Cardmaster will be able to solo it, although he does have that Lichbane now finished after that kill upon Udyr.
He is taking another dragon for now, and compLexity is really nowhere in range to really stop them, so they do
gave
get
it away.
a 3rd dragon this game.
Gave it away. Like, they were all there. It was coming up within 30 seconds, and they all went back to town.
I guess they just forgot about the tracker. I mean, they should have known that it was coming up at about just after 31 minutes, and they did actually just abandon it.
Pondars is keeping track of the times. I mean, 31:40 he listed here very clearly, 37:50 for the next. But yeah, I mean, I'm at 965 global gold. How about you right now? That's a lie. Let me buy an item.
Oh, I am at 1,020 gold with an item.
Yeah, I'm at 490.
So Team Wii is definitely winning in terms of global gold. They've only taken down 2 towers, but they have had every dragon in the game so far.
And no Barons as of yet. Alright, so after that team fight, you know, some people went back to town. They were able to get a little bit more for their money. We're going to be hitting 300 creeps here soon for Udyr. He's at 281 right now, but he's picked himself up an Atmas to go with a Randuin's with that Wit's End. So he's doing a very good job tanky-wise right now, and Urgot did convert all of his armor into that Frozen Heart. So these guys are very scared right now of the AD Caitlyn on Team Wii.
Slightly atypical build for Tarek. I mean, I usually expect him to get Heart of Gold, Philosopher's Stone for a long time, but he does pick up the Shurelya's for very, very high mobility. Team Wii is really focusing on mobility this game. Instead of really more gold for 5 items, I guess he's really depending on his assist to earn him gold, which he's spending on all of these oracles despite dying several times. It seems like Team compLexity is actually going to try and bait a Baron here. Team Wii is a little bit spread out. I don't know if they'll be able to get there in time. Actually, they're just going to clean up the ward. Sona has been eyeballing that ward for a long time and just been too scared to kill it, so she does take Udyr as an escort to do so.
Udyr, let's go out on a date. Okay. Goes a ward. Oh, that was it? Yep, that's it. Best date ever. Yeah.
You were just using me? How mean.
Now, Caitlyn, I wouldn't have expected this as an item to come out for her, but she's picked herself up a Quicksilver Sash.
The Quicksilver Sash will be very, very useful at clearing Kennon's stack, so when he does ult in, she will not be stunned if she just clears the double stack, so that should be really, really nice to be able to get out with her E immediately.
I have to wonder if that's just a purely reactionary thing from the team comp, or maybe just from this Urgot, because he was the one that was able to hammer the nail into the coffin, so to speak, with those long-range missiles of his.
Right, Alright, this is the time in the game where both teams will just hover around within range of Baron. You won't really see much farming bottom, because if anyone goes bottom, then it becomes a 4v5 at Baron, and you'll definitely lose the game.
Alright, but we are, you know, kind of getting already. Everybody's grouping up. Gragas throwing out a little bit of grog, but unfortunately was not able to hit anyone. Caitlyn's going to pick up all those creeps, no problem. We have his Quicksilver here on Nocturne as well. So, and TF. We have 3 Quicksilver slashes in the game. Look at that. Amazing.
Okay. Really
What are you
cuts
doing,
into their damage, but okay, that was... Maybe he was baiting with that.
I don't know. I don't think he was.
I hope he was baiting with that. That was extremely dangerous position to be recalling, especially when, you know, the whole team would be left stranded 4v5. Sona is still clearing up lots of wards. Both teams have killed so many wards that they were really recuperating their costs for the Oracle.
They're going to go for Gragas, who just goes right through that wall. Alright, yeah, so they did notice he was down south. They knew it was going to be a 5-on-4 mid, but Gragas, too smart for them, is like, I can just go immaterial right through this wall, because I'm a big fat bearded guy.
Still no dragon for another 2 minutes, so Urgot is actually going to... was thinking about farming bottom, but realizes that Team Wii had gone back up to top, and they should head there. It's a really, really careful fight, so they don't lose this Baron buff and don't lose too many towers.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, like, you know, compLexity could go down south, pick up that last tier 2 tower that they've been waiting for, but if they do that, then they will very likely be giving up this Baron, so it's kind of like, oh, they want to do it, but at the same time, they can't. Now, Cannon, however, is a little bit out of position.
He does actually, Nocturne ults in on Fiddle, actually, and takes him almost completely down. He's not able to ult. Cannon, in the meantime, does ult, but gets Gragas ulted, and doesn't really do too much damage with it.
Great Stone to Stun coming out from there, and now Udyr is probably likely going to go down right there. Shark Prince going to be taking him. Is the Ignite going to be enough? No, it is not. Gragas is still going to be living it to see another day. However, Nocturne will not. We do have the suppress going off onto the Taric. Taric now running for his life, but Fiddle is in here with the Crow Star. It's going to bounce! Still not going to be enough to take out the Gragas.
I can't believe Fiddle lived. 80 HP both times, just barely lives. Gragas is... A lot of that fight was spent with people at 20 HP trying to clean each other up. Nocturne really wanted that Fiddle, but no one else was helping him, unfortunately, and he ends up getting picked off trying to chase after the Fiddle. Slight overextension on his part.
Wow, like, I really expected that crow, bouncing silence crow from Fiddle to take out that Gragas. That would have been just really, truly good. But Shark Prince is going to be throwing out his ultimate. He's going to find Yun and Fiddle. Is he going to jump here into Fiddle? No, does not look like he will, because Fiddle is within that low hit point. Could have done it onto Kennen as well, and Yun actually went back to town. So, a little bit of a waste of an ult there. Could have easily jumped in for 1 kill on anybody. But,
of course, both of them have such good CC, that, as well as pretty good regen, that it would have been very dangerous if he had gotten stunned or feared. And then would have been overextended if he had gotten picked off. Of course, he knew that the rest of the team wasn't anywhere in sight. But decides to play it safe instead, anyway.
Shark does have the Quicksilver Sash, so he could have easily just cleared himself from any stun. Has the Lich Bane, the Rabadons, and another needlessly large rod. I really think with a gold card queued, could have taken a kill. But c'est la vie, it's all over. It's not going to do it. Everyone is now respawning, coming back into the game. Last Whisper now picked up here on Caitlyn, as well as an Abyssal Scepter now on the big fat man Gragas. Nothing really to report for Taric, although he does have a null magic mantle going for a little bit more magic resist. He's running 118 armor, so that's pretty decent for him.
Another dragon, while Udyr is all the way up top.
Yeah, compLexity, man. Gonna give it away again.
Gragas is heading up there, so it's actually a 3v4, but they don't actually get there in time. 4th dragon for Team Wii now. I have 1360 global gold.
Lucky you. Looks like our luck has reversed from yesterday, but that's alright. Udyr's going to take this tower in response, so I'm now up to 640 global. I'm still level 1, however. Only got about 110 EXP accumulated thus far.
Right,
I hear the eyeball.
Particularly push towers. For 40 minutes into the game, it's unusual to see like a tier 1 tower up in bottom lane. Of course, bottom lane is so far from Baron that it's fairly expected. Both teams are just playing incredibly passive right now, trying to keep up on farm. I mean, this Udyr has 320 CS. Caitlyn has 295. Both teams should be completing their builds fairly soon, of course, with the exception of their support character. Rudo's going back up top again to make sure he wards and potentially tries to farm, but the entire Wii team has an eye out for him as compLexity once again clears their ward at Baron. Every time I see people at Baron, I'm hoping they're actually going for it, but no, it's just warding and then counter warding and then warding and then counter warding.
And the series continues with more wards going down at Baron. Next week, more wards at Baron. Force of Nature now picked up here on the Nocturne. They're really starting to stack that magic resistance. If you check it out, pretty much everyone has at least one magic resistance item.
Of course, their AD carry Urgot is only 2 and 6, and Udyr is not as much of a worry as he could be because he is building very, very tanky. So they are just mostly worried about the Fiddle Cannon ult bursting them down because they know that they have enough sustain and life leech actually or lifesteal to just get back into the game if they are just slowly whittled down. Meantime, compLexity actually does go for the Baron! Finally! But of course Team Wii does know this and are just gonna wait and see if they can get an initiate on this.
Cleaning up the wards, they know what's going on, and there it goes, Nocturne!
Finally ults at the very, very end of this ult, but he does get out of position. Cannon ults in right there. Fiddle does go in and Crowstorm picks off the Nocturne. It is now 4v5, and Kaylin can do almost nothing because she has very low health.
Sona does throw out a stun, trying to help out with Udyr, but the Gragasol is going to be taken down. That's Sona, as well as Caitlyn just really kiting Udyr to a really good job. He is going to go down. Yun, however, might be able to clean this up with the exhaust. Is going to be a kill right there, and I believe that is an ace for compLexity.
That was extremely well played by compLexity. They really did a great job of splitting up Team Wii. And, you know, TF was chased off all the way bottom, only to be picked off, while the rest of the team was split. Nocturne, after initiating, was just split off way to the left. And he could really do nothing to get back into the rest of the team's safety. It's a fantastic position for compLexity, and B just was way too overextended.
And that's going to be a Baron for compLexity. Yeah, Yun actually, doing some really good work after that rocky start at the beginning. Has himself a Bloodthirster to go with that Mana Mune and a Brutalizer, but it's really the Frozen Heart that's allowing him to take down this Caitlyn. Because every time she comes into it, you just see, I saw Udyr going right for her, and then Yun, has to flash in there, use those suppresses, but at the same time he's able to get her down because they're really not stacking that much armor between everyone. It's just really a lot of that MR rather than physical.
Everyone is very scared of this 4-0 and 10 cannon, stacking tons and tons of MRs. Magic Pen. Ability power. That word. Okay. Stacking tons of ability power and just really, really good at CCing everyone. They've been doing a lot of these team fights, and the AoE abilities of Cannon and Fiddle combo is really outshining the mobility, because TF and really the teleports and Nocturne ults are just not quite as good late game when you're just clustered up all the time. Kaylin is very dangerously overextended right now in a 1v3. It's going to try to protect the tower, but it's still 1v3, and Sona is just sitting in this bush waiting to see her do something stupid, but Team Wii does head down here to try and back her up.
I think they actually got stuck on a few wards that they wanted to counter, but as I say that, I'm looking at Tarek, and he actually doesn't have the oracles anymore, so it couldn't have been the wards. Maybe they're just debating on what to do. Maybe they're trying to use the Caitlyn a little bit as bait, but yeah, I mean, now with that Baron down, we have no invitations coming down here, so it's time to clean up the loose ends, which includes this tower, and it does look like it's about to go down. We are going to be defending a little bit.
I'm surprised that they do initiate on the Udyr and spend so much time on him since he is extraordinarily tanky. TF does have 2 Zhonya's. Barely survives. They do pick off Fiddle, as well as the Udyr.
Yeah, Fiddle even have to throw out his lightning, but look at the CC going right down onto Cannon. They do not want him to be living whatsoever, and Yun, it just has to be forced back here as Sona is going to be running for her life as well. The gold card going out, and Yun is probably not going to be surviving that whatsoever. Indeed, he does go down, almost takes one with them, and a good peeling job out of here by Sona, but that's going to be a death on them, and
Counter ace 5 for 0 for
5 for 0.
Some very poor decision making on complexity's part. It seems that, you know, after having 2 of their number gone, Kennen goes in at the last, you know, walks into 5 heroes expecting to not be CC'd and immediately DPS down. It was the first death for him. They know that he's the #1 target right now as the most farmed, highest killed team or player on the team complexity. And he just walks right into 5 heroes with tons and tons of CC.
As soon as he showed his face, stunned, we had the net coming out from Caitlyn, and then we just had Nocturne throwing out the spear, and good game Kennen. Yeah, I mean, he might be able to kill things with the drop of the hat.
There's 2 inhibitors now. I mean, Fiddle's not going to be able to do much about it. Udyr is out on the map, but it's still, if 5 heroes in their base, they are going to back up, swing right around to top, and take down the remnants of their tier 2 tower. Caitlyn is actually going to go farm the right jungle, possibly steal their red buff, as well as clean up this dragon, making it the 5th dragon of the game for Team Wii.
Oh, brilliant move there by Caitlyn coming out over that ledge, but I do believe that will be the 5th of the dragon. Now I'm at 940 gold. This should put you somewhere in the close to 2,000 range, right?
I just hit 2,000 now that she has killed dragon.
Wow. Yeah, you're definitely outclassing me a little bit here in the global gold scenario, but you know, 45-minute game, we don't really see games go this long that often, at least in the higher tiers. Usually a few team fights and the game's decided.
It is really nice because you can tell how extremely evenly matched these teams are. Tarek has picked up another Oracle trying to clean up these wards, but at 46 minutes into the game, we have 19 to 18. Of course, Team Wii is very, very up on the tower count and has taken down 2 inhibitors. So it should, unless complexity, you know, can pull off a really nice ace right here, they're going to be spending the rest of the game doing a lot of defending.
Now, complexity is down, you know, 2 lanes, and that bottom lane they're totally ignoring at this point. And the problem is that, you know, without that inhibitor, the lanes are going to push it by themselves. So when they do clump up like this, they have 2 options. They can travel down a lane that is also pushed, thus, you know, keeping it at bay and hoping to do something very quickly in order so they can come back to their base and make sure that, you know, nothing actually goes down within their absence, or they're just going to have to turtle it out and wait for those inhibitors to come back. At this point, I think they might just actually turtle it out and wait for the next Baron.
Of course, now that TF's ult is very, very nerfed and he does not have the global range, it is not as dangerous to, you know, just have their inhibitors, wait for the inhibitors to come back up. Before, of course, if you had an inhibitor and no inhibitor tower and no one there, TF was just going to port in and 3-shot your inhibitors.
Backdoor all day. Global ults are fun times like that. Pantheon can also do that to a degree as well.
A lot of split pushing coming out for Team Wii right now. They know the complexity has to play very, very defensive right now. This tower at bottom has very little HP, but Gragas does get out thinking that he is pretty overextended and doesn't know where Team Complexity is. Team Wii has extraordinary map control right now with wards all over Complexity's jungle. They know they have to play defensive and are just going to try to keep them in their base as much as possible, while farming everything on the base, stealing blues, taking dragons, keeping their advantage. When you get ahead, stay ahead.
Well, the best defense is a great offense, and if Complexity can't even leave their base, then yeah, the total map control will now be achieved, especially with, you know, the mobility factor that we has been running all game. Nocturne, TF, Teleport, Gragas, not a problem. I still think, however, that they're not really going to try to force this issue. I think they're just going to farm up a little bit more, go for maybe a last item, a Baron, and then that should be the game, one way or another. Whoever wins that fight should be able to easily just come in and steamroll whatever's left of whoever bases.
They're doing a great job of keeping all lanes completely pushed in. Complexity is like, well, if we leave the base at all, we're gonna have super creeps on our inhibitor, or on our Nexus towers, and if they leave someone there, it'll be 4v5, and they cannot afford to play 4v5 against Team Wii, especially when Baron isn't in play. So they're just really waiting for their inhibitors to respawn, which will take about a minute longer, I want to say. I might be completely wrong though.
We got a 4450 for Dragon, but it's already down. And I don't think actually Complexity was able to update that. So if the Dragon was up by around 45, it should be coming up within the next 2 minutes. I do see, however, Baron is up.
Team Wii gets a free Baron, and this should end the game pretty nicely for them.
Yeah, Complexity too late on the bat. Did they even? I don't think they wrote down when Baron was coming back up. I don't see it here in the chat. And that, yeah, we should now see those last items come out. Everyone maybe go off and pot up And it should be a straight push right down the gut, or maybe they're going to go through top because those are the only that's the only relevant lane left. So the inhibitors are coming back. Either way, we should be seeing a final climatic ending to this game, just coming up here in the next few minutes.
Team Wii is aware that Baron is coming up at 56-17-ish.
Yeah. Ish.
Yes, ish.
Did they say ish?
No,
that's very
no,
uncharacteristic of them.
they say 56-17, but I'm not sure if it'll be completely exact.
Have faith
I should have more faith in my Chinese brethren. Oh my gosh. Okay, it'll be exactly 56-17, I assure you. They may actually end up... I'm hoping they don't play passive with Baron on right now. They do check Dragon, know that it's not actually coming back up, despite being the ones to kill it. I guess they didn't keep track of the very last Dragon kill. I'm hoping that they will end the game right now, though, because it is hitting the 50-minute mark. And it would be really sad if they waited until the next round of Baron. They are coming into split push right now. TF is harassing, keeping this Urgot out of the game by having to just 1v1 at bottom. In the meantime, it's 4v4 down there, trying to take out this last inhibitor. They might be able to poke it, but Team compLexity knows that they cannot afford to let this inhibitor die, no matter what.
I don't know, the split push tactic, keeping Shark Prince up top with that Urgot. I mean, Urgot, wow, with the Guardian Angel, maybe that'll make something of a difference, but...
All they have to do right now is keep them distracted because there are two inhibitors in play, and there's super creeps bashing on their middle inhibitor, a TF at top, taking out this top tower, and they are just understaffed for keeping away this kind of harass.
I mean, Caitlyn, every time she comes up here, is able to take out about a third of that inhibitor life. On the next poke should be it, and yeah, Shark Prince able to take out the top tower when Yun wasn't looking, so this split pushing tactic's actually working pretty decently.
Of course, the inhibitor for mid has respawned, so there will no longer be super creeps to bash on their middle inhibitor tower to distract them, but Caitlyn just goes in once again, pokes on the inhibitor, cannon ults, but does get Gragas ulted. Both of the AoE ults are just completely negated.
Good game.
And this should be GG, and Team Wii will take the win. Nice ult from Sona, but not really going to stop much or anything from happening. Kennen does, Zhonya at the last moment, but does get finished off immediately.
Sorry, that's the best play-by-play I got for this right now.
And Urgot does make it to the fountain safely. I really like seeing those fountain kills because it's just so epic. But there's nothing Urgot can do, unfortunately, and they will finish up all the towers as well as the Nexus right now. That was the best Gragas ult ever, really. Fiddle and Ken are just like, crap, and just walked back, sulking.
They baited out the ult so nicely there at the end. Very well played on both sides. I thought compLexity, had a good fighting chance. About, the 20 to 30 minute mark, they were playing exceptionally well and pushing back and even acing, Team World Elite. But after that, ace 5 for 0, then 2 Barons under their belts, plus every Dragon in the game. It just proved out to be too much for compLexity, as they will be bowing out of the Dawn of Champions here tournament, and World Elite is going to be moving in to the semifinals.
I feel like they still could have had a good chance if they had just baited out the Gragas ult. They had done a great job of doing that in earlier fights where they aced them. You bait out the Gragas ult, and then you can go in with the ultimate killer of Kennen Fiddle combo. But that last fight, you see how powerful. That's exactly why they picked Gragas. With a Fiddle and Kennen coming out as one of their earlier picks, it's really hard to not expect them to be countered by something like a Gragas, like a Tristana. I guess they felt they were safe because they already saw the Tarek and Caitlyn pick, so they couldn't go with Tristana or Jaina. But they forgot about Gragas.
Poor Gragas. But yeah, overall, World Elite playing very well. And yeah, we're going to have to check out the brackets to see if any of the other games have finished up. I do see, however, Phaeton Gaming was able to take out the Fluffy Bunnies of Doom. So I'm sorry, Bunny Suit Timo. He will not be represented here in the final end game. But also the team that took out Solo Mid yesterday, I'm Going In, were able to take out Mistral Gaming, and they have moved on as well. So I'm Going In will be facing off against Team World Elite, and we are still waiting to find out who exactly is going to be winning from Team Curse versus Roll the Dice.
I'm really excited to see the results of Curse versus Roll the Dice. I believe both teams had streamers going on. Hopefully you're watching us. Thanks for watching us, by the way. I'm really looking forward to the results. I'm surprised to see Phaeton and IGI make it so far. Of course, they're kind of the dark horses, the teams that people really haven't heard of. And I want to see how far they can make it. But based on Team Wee's results, they